What's up, everyone? Thank you so much for checking out this video here on Show Style and Spirit. I am Ebony, of course, and as you can see from the title of this video, I will be giving my commentary on Carlos King and Dr. Heavenly's most recent Messy Monday show, where Dr. Heavenly, she creatively uses some things to kind of blame on for any negative things that she says about Melody. We're going to get into it. And then once you hear the sound bites, you'll know what I mean, what I'm trying to say. And she also does this for Bettie as well. So with Heavenly, with Melody, it's like using something like, yeah, I'm not really saying mean things about her because I'm saying it this way. And with Bettie, it's like an excuse, we're going to blame it on slavery, okay? So now before we get into these sound bites, I ask that you all please hit the like button on this video. You hear us content creators ask all the time. Hitting the like button or the dislike button, it kind of like stimulates the video. YouTube knows that it gave you some sort of or opinion within. So then it will recommend it to more people who enjoy discussing the various topics surrounding Love and Marriage Huntsville. And if you have not already done so, please subscribe to Show Style and Spirit. I would definitely love to have you. And everything that I'm saying in this video is alleged and just my opinion. And the Copyright Act of 1976 says that my fair use commentary on these sound bites are allowed for criticism. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. So in this first sound bite, they're going to talk about the charges against Stormy and Miss Black Titanic again. And they're going to talk about protecting reality TV stars. So I'm just going to go ahead and play this soundbite now and then come back with my commentary.
And like everybody keep talking about these millimeters. Maybe I missed it. I didn't know they were that bad. Are they that bad? Well, everybody keep talking about them. I mean, from Marceau to now Stormy to the girl Destiny. Everybody talking about the millimeters be going in real bad.
So this is how I look at things. I never want to group one person's individual action to an entire group, right? So that's how I feel about it. I would never sit up and say the entire fan base, because not all fan bases operate the same way. You may have 1, 2, or 5 who may do something extreme, but it should not represent the entire fan base. But yes, let's get right into it, because somebody filed charges against Stormy for harassment, and apparently in the state of Alabama, whoever files first, they can have a case. And that's why there was a warrant out for Stormy, and she had to turn herself in. And then when you saw the scene where she's getting her makeup done, because we all want to look cute with a mugshot, child. She's getting her makeup done, her hair is done, but you could tell that she was visibly upset. How did you feel watching that? Because I felt really bad that she had to go through this based on somebody coming on her trying to record stuff.
You know what, Carlos? I'm gonna just be very honest with you. I give up on the legal system, the court system, the government, the presidential election. The world is just, our country just effed up. I'm just gonna put it out there. I don't know if this is right to say or whatever. Y'all got a man running for president with 34 convictions, felonies. Like, y'all got black people in jail for $5 worth of weed that's been in there for years. The world just not right. Like, I don't understand. Anybody could sue anybody for anything. So when you see on the internet somebody getting sued, anybody could be sued. That's why I don't understand. And in reality TV, you a target. You a target. You just really are. I mean, the mama wasn't wrong with that shit. You a target. I can say some things that have happened to my castmates, but anybody can file charges. My whole thing is this, and maybe because I'm a Scorpio, maybe because I grew up with the school of hard knocks, I would have just been like, she don't have no license to lose. You know what I'm saying? When I apply for my license, I got to re-say, hey, do I have any felonies convicted? She run her own business. So at the end of the day, F them people, go on down and look cute. I ain't finna cry. I'm going to go go down there and say, hey, you know what? Somebody did some stuff and make fun of it, hand me a drink and go home. Maybe because it's me, I don't know, something wrong with me, but I wouldn't have been crying about that. I wouldn't have been that upset about it. I would have been just like, you know what? It's part of the game. I just made $1 million on TikTok, bitch. So what? I'm going to just do this. This is just a part of the game. Too much is given, much is required. Let me go ahead and do this. I know I ain't did nothing really. I got support of my husband, maybe not her mother so much, but I'm going to do this, get look cute, and be done with. I wouldn't have been all upset about that. I wouldn't have. I really wouldn't have.
You know what it was for me? Because, listen, and I'm glad we're talking about this because you are a reality star that's been on the show for more than 10 years. You know, I'm a public figure too, and we both experience people attacking us. And like you said, it's part of the gig. To whom much is given, much is required. When I saw her cry, I looked at it in terms of, it was less about her going to jail because she knew at the end of the day she was going to be fine. I think, and I want to get your thoughts on this, I think it had something to do with, damn, why are you attacking me so much because you're watching a TV show and you don't like me? Like, it's one thing to diss me on the comments, cool. It's one thing to, you know, maybe do a vlog and you're talking shit about me, cool. But when you take it to the point where you're going to court of law, and like you said, going to the police station, the law is broken if anybody off the street can file charges showing a one-sided video of a woman reacting to someone trespassing her establishment, then what are we doing here? Why go that far? Like, at some point, when is enough is enough? And should there be laws intact to protect celebrities when it comes to this?
I absolutely think it should. I mean, some of the things that have happened to our castmates based on nothing, you know what I'm saying? And people coming back and pretending they're somebody they're not and doing whole vlogs to make them look bad in their career. It's just awful. I just don't know why. It's a TV show. At the end of the day, Carlos, is entertainment. It's real, but it's dramatized. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, dude, get a life. Really. Just get a life. I mean, even when we do these vlogs here, it's entertainment. A lot of times I don't even know who the hell. Like, to me, I didn't even know Stormy was disliked because I like her for the show.
Yeah.
I did not think that her and Melody were at odds. Are they? I thought they were cool. I didn't think they were bad. So for people, they just need to get a life. I've seen people say horrible things about me, horrible things about everybody, about you, everything. And I'm just like, I mean, I know it goes with the territory, but going all the way to have to sit up, and basically it's just your time and your energy to go down there. Maybe you have to pay a couple of dollars because I would get an attorney, you know what I'm saying, get a return. So it's just a frustration to have to go through that. So, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and I want to speak to the fans of these shows. Listen, I am somebody who loves all my viewers. Like, our shows are successful because of the audience, and I love every single one of them. Even if you don't like me, I don't really give a shit. Watch the show. I don't care. I would implore.
Okay, so we're going to get more into that soundbite. I wanted to stop it there because it is lengthy already, and we have some things to talk about. So, Dr. Heavenly, I do want to point out that she did say she felt like Stormy having to turn herself into jail was not all that deep. And I have to agree with her. So if you watch my recap of the episode, I dropped that video yesterday. I'll pin it at the very end of this video. You'll see where you could just click on it. Instead of having that opinion just yet, I laid out everything that Stormy said. Stormy said she spent all of 15 minutes in jail. She said during that 15 minutes, she had a panic attack. And she called on the prison guards. Dr. Heavenly didn't even comment on the 15 minutes. She said leading up to going to jail, her crying, she felt like it wasn't that deep, especially if, again, you watch the video, Stormy, she went off on Miss Black Titanic and Shay. She didn't want them in the parking lot of the warehouse. I get it. That is her feelings, which she totally has a right to, but she definitely defended herself verbally, is my point. So when it was time to go to jail, she was definitely emotional. At the same time, I have to admit that I've never been in Stormy's shoes and having to report to that place. So it is also a little bit easier for me to say, oh my gosh, girl, the waterworks, when I've never been in her shoes. And I can admit that. But I just wanted to acknowledge that Dr. Heavenly did share a similar mindset for me. Now, I want to talk about Carlos's comment. He said that something is definitely wrong with our legal system if you can get charges after seeing, after the judge sees a one-sided video of you reacting to someone coming uninvited to the parking lot of your warehouse. Carlos, I ask that you please keep that same energy for Melody when the cast tries to gang up on her at the reunion and they bring up Melody's TikToks, where she is finally speaking up about what people have said about her over and over again, particularly Wanda and Bettie, and she speaks up for herself on TikTok. I want you to keep that same energy and say that Melody is simply reacting. Okay, so I definitely wanted to point that out. And they started off this soundbite that I just played for you. That is right in the beginning of the Messy Monday show. So they dove right into the millimeters again. So this is definitely planned out, not only for the cast to use the millimeters as a storyline and to judge the millimeters and make millimeters look really bad overall, but it was also planned that Carlos and Dr. Heavenly would continue their Messy Monday show leading into Love and Marriage Huntsville to review and to talk about the millimeters every week. It's almost like they're trying to internalize the thoughts of the viewers. Even people who support Melody, they're glad that she's out of that toxic relationship and they may not formally call themselves millimeters. I feel like they're trying to influence those viewers as well, in my opinion, to almost want to not support Melody because then they think, oh, I'm going to be associated with crazy people. It just seems like propaganda, like a campaign. But there is more. So they were talking, and Dr. Heavenly is going to talk about how millimeters view Stormy's life.
You are attempting to ruin someone's life because you're watching a show and you don't like them. What happened?
Not only that, they're seeing somebody living a life that they can never live. They watching Stormy and she's making $1 million. She's got a multi-million-dollar business. Why should she have that and they don't? And she works hard. She's done her work. She's taken a lot of chances. A lot of people won't do that. Even if you give them step by Dr. Hamlin University, most of the people not gonna do it no way. So why are you mad at the people who do? That's all I'm saying. And it's just heartbreaking because as a people, we should take care of each other. I know we tear each other down as far as words on reality TV, but I think it's like almost a evil that's out there. And maybe, I don't know what we can do to change that. Internet is already, because the people there, to me, they're cowards, meaning that you don't have to show your face. A lot of times you could say whatever. But me, the people that talk shit about me, understand you restricted. So you're probably talking all kind of cash shit to me. I would never see it. Because you get a lot.
You block people?
I don't block them, I restrict them. So I don't never see what they saying. You know what I'm saying? So they just still talking, they still be on my comment section, but you restricted, boo. You know what I mean? Get a life.
Yeah, and I happen to agree with you in terms of even if you may feel like you want this person's life, right? Or you're envious or you feel some kind of way about it, use that feeling to motivate you instead of using it to tear down somebody's business so that they could be on the same level as you. Like that's when it's too far. But listen, we'll get into what happened with Stormy and her mom in a second, but I want to talk.
Okay, so they were talking about, some millimeters would want Stormy's life. We are watching her sell $1 million worth of products in one TikTok live alone, and she's making a lot of money, and people are wondering, why does she live that life and not them? So listen, Dr. Heavenly, that is not the case. This is another show, another piece of proof that you have not watched this show diligently, regularly since season 1. You definitely have been familiar since season 1, because you've been interviewing Melody since 2020. So you're definitely familiar. But if you saw the gang up over and over, season after season, that is why people do not F with Stormy like they don't F with Tisha and Kimmy and Marceau and Maurice. I can say that I'm happy for other people, other Black people, other Black women, when they are successful and they have exceeded income brackets and they represent Black people in a positive professional light. That is something that I adore, something that I take pride in. Do I have goals for myself? Absolutely. But my opinion on Stormy, it is not because, I'm mad that she is selling, 1 million products on a TikTok live. I'm happy for that for her. And I feel like, you're putting that out there. It is generally to make millimeters look bad, and she's taking all of the shots. Definitely Carlos is pre-producing, he's posing the questions, and Dr. Heavenly is spewing out this info. And then their audience are raindrops and Dr. Heavenly's boobies, people who may not even regularly watch Love and Marriage Huntsville like Dr. Heavenly. So they're getting this very negative view about the viewers who support Melody Cherie. And it's really unfair. It's like when media profiles Black people to all look criminal, all look violent. It's unfair. And I want to point out that when they talk about the millimeters, particularly what happened at Stormy's warehouse with Miss Black Titanic and her friend Shay, let me say this. The millimeters are not like the paparazzi that chased Princess Diana and would chase Britney Spears. Dang near gave Britney Spears a mental breakdown. Between paparazzi and the media and her own family, they almost broke Britney Spears down, okay? And it was Britney Spears fans who helped her get from up under that toxic legal situation that she was in with her dad. Does she need assistance? Yes. But I read her book, and people were watching her bathe, and there were still men who were interested in her. We know that she was dating, and her dad would tell all of her sexual business, her history, just very embarrassing and degrading things. So I'm glad she's not up under him anymore. And he would pay himself out of Britney Spears' money. And she said, just from me being in that conservatorship, my dad is now a multimillionaire. So it was her fans starting that Free Britney Spears and ordering the t-shirts, and they gave one to the rapper Eve, and she went on The View and she wore it. And that started spreading it. And when they committed Britney, one of the managers called her into her office. She said, "Excuse me, I'm on my TV. There's people marching saying Free Britney." The lady at the facility was like, "Okay, what's going on? Is my facility wrapped up in some ish?" And it was Britney Spears fans that helped her. So I just want to point that out. Okay, those were some notes that Ebony took. But now let's definitely move on. So they get to Bettie, and this is when they lay it on thick for making excuses for her. So I want to go ahead and play this soundbite, and I will come back with my commentary.
Stormy's mom, Miss Bettie, is just old school. I think that a lot of times, maybe not directly, but indirectly are a product of slavery. In slavery, we were taught to beat our kids, tough love, and it don't mean that they don't love their kids. They love them to death. They love their kids more than anything, but they just don't know how to show affection. And I dealt with that. My mom, we went years without saying I love you. You know what I'm saying? It's something real. My mom was 89 when she died, so she's old school. And then I'm 53, so she had me late. But my whole thing is those old school people like that, they taught like that not to show love, to have hard love, to not be. But that don't mean they don't love their kids. They don't love their kids. She loves her daughter, but she doesn't realize how bad it is for her daughter not to show that support. She's feeling like she's helping her by teaching her a lesson when she's a grown-ass woman and, the lessons have already been learned. So my whole thing is, I don't think badly of Miss Bettie. I think that Miss Bettie's doing the best she can, but she just does not know how to show that affection, but she does love her daughter.
You know what's so funny? I was having a conversation with my sibling.
Okay, so now we've talked about, it's very obvious, like with the beating, the whoopings. I mean, that's definitely a remnant of slavery, right? That's pretty black and white. That's basic math. When I did my recap of the latest episode of Love and Marriage Huntsville, I talked about growing up while Black. And shout out to the plainest Jane. She's a wonderful YouTuber. She talks about growing up while Black. And, Black parents, when they do make a mistake, I told the story about my friend who got the whooping, and it was her sister that was coming in and out of the house, driving her dad nuts. Nobody's going to always say, I'm sorry. And there's this meme out that says, this is how Black parents apologize. Come on and eat, like they'll feed you or something. But I feel like just to say Bettie is harsh and rude and mean because of slavery, I think that that's a lot. Like, there has to be some sort of balance. Even like when we say the whoopings come from slavery, you're not going to use slavery as a defense for someone who's being abusive. If they're abusing their child, that's not a defense that's going to hold up in court. Oh, well, I blame it on slavery. Like, I think at some point, you are a free person. And while you connect with our ancestors, we remember what they went through. We are sad for them. We mourn for them for what they went through. We are not enslaved. And that is where you have to, you connect with the ancestors and then you disconnect, because that we do experience some freedoms. Are we experiencing racism still? Of course. But, just always using slavery for all the fuck shit, that's just not going to work. And I feel like this was pre-produced to say, okay, when we get to Bettie, we're going to blame it on slavery. And then they even brought up 45 earlier. They were talking about him. So they definitely try it, it's they dabble in, I'm not going to say witchcraft or spells, but they definitely trying something, okay? But of course, as critical thinkers, we see right through it, right? And then some honorable mentions before I play the last soundbite. Dr. Heavenly believes Martell when he said that he and Trisha have not been intimate, but she believes that Trisha wanted to sleep with Martell. And she thinks that when the men all went bowling together and Martell was asking Ken, what has Trisha told you? He was trying to probe Ken to find out what did Trisha say so that he could get his story together. And I guess so it could kind of mirror whatever she told him. And I want to get into this last soundbite because it is about the millimeters and if Melody can really control how the millimeters move in terms of the other cast members. So I'm going to play this soundbite and come back with my commentary.
Miss Bettie has said, and I want to make sure I get this right. Miss Bettie says, you pretty much, I told you not to hang out with Melody. I told you not to do that. You did not listen to me. One of her fans got you in this predicament. And Miss Bettie feels like Melody should talk to her fans and tell them that this is wrong, and she feels like she activates her fans. Do you feel like Melody should say something about this publicly in terms of, hey guys, this was wrong, don't do this?
And I'm going to say this and I'm going to take it back. Them Scorpios are Brother Tucker. We got some of them on our show. I'm a Scorpio. Phaedra Parks is Scorpio. Melody's a Scorpio. They are vindictive people. They are, you could say what's right or what's wrong. Melody ain't going to do it. She ain't going to do it. She ain't going to tell them people she going to tell them people to activate in her own words. She probably got some words she used for them to activate, but she never going to tell them people to stand down. I don't think. Has she done it?
No, well, remember what you said to Marceau 2 weeks ago. She said, how can I tell a bunch of people I don't know what to do when you guys can't even tell your own mother-in-law what to do? Teacher's mom.
She could deactivate the people somewhat. I'm telling you, she can't have total control. But if she say, hey, y'all, you know what? Listen, my millimeters, I just want to talk to y'all. Listen, this is a reality TV show, and we're all having fun. We're putting our real lives out there. Listen, y'all are going too deep. Can y'all stop it for me? For me, I understand and I love you guys for everything y'all done for me, but I need y'all to stand down. I think pretty much they would. And like I said before, not saying her, but I know a lot of times people have bots. So you can stop a lot of that shit. You can stop it. But will she? You know what I mean? No. And the people be coming at me like, why you talking bad about her? I ain't never said nothing bad about Melody. I actually like her. Because I think
what did he say to you? I didn't know what did he say to you.
They come at me, but if you want to start some shit, just like the people say throwing little shit out there, they want me to respond to it. A lot of shit I don't respond to unless I want to. But I don't think Melody's gonna stop that. I think that she still like that's her defense mechanism. You know what I'm saying? Just like we got boobies, people going in there heavily. Shit, the boobies go back in. Hell, you think I'm gonna stop them? Cause y'all say ignorant shit too. So let them boobies keep on. You know what I mean?
Okay, I want to ask you this. If one of your boobies went to Simone's practice and got a video and antagonized her and press charges on Simone, what would you say to that boobie, Dr. Hebley?
I would tell him never do that. I would tell him don't do that. Stand down, don't do that. But some of them people got a mind of their own, for real. And like if they already did it, you know what I'm saying? How you gonna stop them when they already there? You know what I'm saying? That's why you gotta be real careful. You know what I mean? And that's why it's so hard to cast spirit to medicine. Because right now, it's hard to cast marriage to medicine because
okay. So I stopped the soundbite where they were getting into Married to Medicine. But they say that, Melody probably could say something to the millimeters, but she won't. And then Dr. Heavenly turns around and admits that if her boobies were defending her, she would allow them to. So how is it that it's okay for you to let your fans support you, but you want to say that Melody could totally tell her fans something? And also, I wanted to point out, she said that Scorpios are vindictive. She said, Phaedra is a Scorpio, Melody is a Scorpio. They can be vindictive. I feel like this is passive aggression. Like it's your way of trying to say she's mean and vindictive, but you're going to sugarcoat it and say, oh, she's a Scorpio. And then she even mentioned other Scorpios, like Phaedra trying to say she is too. If you have that opinion, just stand in it, Dr. Heavenly, because we see right through it, especially when you're on, a live or pre-recorded video, I should say, with Carlos. It would be better if they would just stick to the scenes and that's it. If they don't want to really deal with the feedback and the opinions. And then she said that, people get on her for what she says. And I don't say anything bad about Melody. I care to differ. And I've been tuned into your Messy Monday shows since you all were reviewing season 10 of Married to Medicine. And Carlos, he is saying less and less on these reviews. And Dr. Heavenly is saying more and more. And I believe he is super quiet because he knows that he's being mean to the fans by not showing Melody in episodes. He knows that we look for her, we expect to see her, and then he's not showing her. And I think that Melody is getting punished for him, you know, taking issue with the fans. So she's getting punished for it, in my opinion. But what did you all think about, you know, them blaming slavery for Bettie's behavior and how she talks and treats people? What do you think about Dr. Heavenly using astrology and Melody being a Scorpio for being vindictive? And also, what did you think about, you know, her saying that Stormy did the most when it was time to go to jail? That was probably about the only thing that I feel like I was kind of on the same page with Dr. Heavenly. But I definitely thank you all so much for checking out this video. I always appreciate the support. Please hit the like button on this video, as it is a free way of supporting the channel. And please subscribe to Show Style and Spirit if you have not already done so. I hope you all had a great Monday. It was a busy one and it was stressful at times, but once I was off, I changed my clothes and I walked outside for 48 minutes. That really helped me a lot to get out in the sun, saw a couple people walking their dogs, and then I went out to like my neighborhood pub and got some dinner, and then I came home and watched this Messy Monday show. I may make another video tonight. If not, I'll definitely check y'all out tomorrow. And it will be a terrific Tuesday. Don't forget, stand in the mirror and say your affirmations. I like myself because, or I'm thankful for, whatever affirmations you like. Stand in the mirror and say it. If you feel awkward, just try to ignore that awkward feeling and say those affirmations. Pray, journal, work out, whatever helps you to decompress. And I will talk with you all soon. Bye.